Abia Governor Otti visits Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison, fulfills promise. On Saturday, 30th November 2025, the governor of Abia State, Otti, traveled to Sokoto State and visited the detained leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, in the prison facility where Nnamdi Kanu is serving a life sentence. The visit comes after Kanu's conviction earlier this month for terrorism-related offenses. The event has stirred wide interest among his supporters within the Southeast region and across political landscape. But what does this visit mean really? Could it change the course of Kanu's case? What are the broader implications, risk, and angle we must watch? We will break it down in a very simple way that everybody will understand it. What the visit tells us, the possible outcome, the political context, the risk and the fresh angles to put an eye on. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB, a group which seeks independence for Biafra, a region in Nigeria's southeast. He has been a very controversial figure in Nigerian politics and law enforcement. In November 2025, a federal high court in Abuja found Kanu guilty on 7 count charges of terrorism-related charges and sentenced him to life imprisonment. Immediately after the conviction, he was moved from Abuja to a prison in Sokoto State. Who is Otti? Otti is the governor of Abia State in the southeast of Nigeria. He promised not long after Kanu's conviction to activate plans to secure Kanu's release. The visit to Kanu in prison thus fulfills that promise. What does the visit mean? Here are several layers to what this visit could mean. 1. Symbolic support. By showing up personally at the prison, Governor Otti is signaling to Kanu supporters and to the people of Southeast that he stands with them. It shows he's not just talking, but willing to act visibly. His lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, called him a man of his words. This kind of symbol can help build morale among Kanu supporters and reinforce Otti's standing among some segments of his constituency. 2. Political messaging. This visit sends a message beyond just Abia State. It says the Southeast regional leaders are watching, they care, they may press harder. In Nigerian politics, this can shift dynamics. It may raise the calls for the federal government to keep ignoring the Southeast concerns on Kanu's matter. 3. Legal and administrative pressure. While the visit does not in itself change the legal verdict, it may open doors for administrative or political channels, appeals, petitions, negotiations, perhaps a review. By placing the spotlight on Kanu's condition, for example, being transferred far from his own region, it raises questions of fairness, rights, health, and due process. Indeed, concerns were raised about the obstruct transfer to Kanu State. 4. Regional identity and moral duty. For the Igbo people, the primary ethnic group in the southeast, Kanu's imprisonment has become a cause célèbre. Otti's visit may reflect a sense of moral duty that a fellow Igbo leader is in jail and someone must stand up. It strengthens regional solidarity. Could it change Kanu's case? This is the short answer. It might, but no guarantee. Let's examine how. What could change? It may accelerate review of the case. The increased attention could push for a more transparent appeal process or improve conditions of detention. It may raise bargaining power. If the Southeast leaders unite behind Kanu's case, they may negotiate for his rights, or for clemency, or for the improved treatment within prison. It may shift public opinion. If public sympathy rises, especially in the Southeast and immigrant diaspora, that could exert political pressure on federal actors. It may change logistics. For example, getting Kanu moved closer to family improves access to legal team, better conditions. These are easier milestones, but meaningful. What likely will not change? The legal verdicts. The court has already convicted him and sentenced him. A visit cannot nullify that. The law with immediate effect. No instant release just because of a governor's visit. Any change could still need to go through formal legal or executive processes. The federal government's prerogative. The federal states, through agencies like the Department of State Services and the court, retains control. A state governor cannot supersede them. The key unknowns. Will Otti follow with concrete legal or political action, e.g. initiating or supporting appeal, engaging with federal authorities? Will the federal government respond favorably or at all to this pressure? Will Kanu's legal team be able to convert this symbolic momentum into actual legal relief? Will the move backfire politically, e.g. be seen as regionalist or provocative? Political contest, tension between federal and regional forces. Kanu's case has always sat at the intersection of the federal authority, regional sentiment in the southeast, ethnic identity, Igbo, and separatist agitation, Biafra. The federal government wants to assert rule of law, national unity, and control over security matters. The Southeast often feels marginalized in federal decisions. Otti's visit highlights that tension. A state actor asserting some agency in a federal matter, it may provoke reactions from federal actors who want to keep the federal prerogative intact. It may also galvanize the Southeast region politically to demand more say in national affairs. Many in the Southeast expect their leaders to defend the region's interests and protect prominent figures like Kanu. Otti is now seen by some as stepping into a leadership role in this regard. That may raise his standing among certain segments of the electorate, but also raise expectations of result. If nothing changes soon, disillusionment could set in. National security, law, and order concern. The federal government, through its agencies, labeled Kanu's activities as terrorism. They fear how his release or improved condition might embolden separatist movements. Otti's move may thus raise alarm among security agencies and federal policymakers. They may view it as a political interference in a security matter. That means pushback is likely. Implications for Kanu himself. Hope revived. The visit brings renewed hope that his case will not just be forgotten. Better condition. With increased attention, his legal team may push for improved detention conditions, access to family and counsel. With the spotlight on him, Kanu may become more of a political symbol than just a legal defendant. This can complicate his issue. For Abia State and Otti, political capital, Otti stands to gain popularity among Southeast population and among those who support Kanu or feel strongly about Biafra. There will now be a demand that Otti delivers more than a symbolic gestures, expectations of action. Some may view Otti's movement as meddling in the federal affair. He could also face criticism from opponents. For Southeast region, unified voice, the visit could help join a stronger regional voice on federal matters, especially around issues of justice, marginalization, and identity. Divisions, not everyone in the Southeast supports Kanu or IPOB. Some may view this visit with skepticism. The region may still be divided. Increased scrutiny. The federal government may watch the region more closely for signs of separatist resurgence, given the link to Kanu. Federal government and security agencies. There will be pressure. The government will face more pressure to demonstrate transparency, fairness, and respect to rule of law in Kanu's case. Guided responses. The government may respond cautiously, perhaps with statements, or maintain a fair line to avoid perceived weakness. Precedent settings. If Kanu's case sees any easing because of political visit, it could encourage other high-profile detainees to mobilize political support. That could make the government more wary about future cases. Fresh angles to watch out for. 1. Legal avenues and appeal. Will Otti initiate or support any formal appeal or petition for Kanu? Has the legal team received a boost? Watch for announcements in the coming days about motion, court rulings, right breach claims, or humanitarian petition. 2. Conditions of detention. Reports noted that Kanu's sudden transfer from Abuja to Sokoto raised health and human rights concerns. Will this visit trigger an inquiry into his detention condition? Might this lead to a move to a location closer to home or improve access for his legal team and family? 3. Regional coalition building. Is Otti working solo or are other governors, Igbo traditional and political leaders joining him? A stronger coalition might amplify the impact. Conversely, if he is alone, his influence may be limited. For federal government reaction, how will the federal government respond? Will there be a public statement? Will security agencies push back openly or quietly? Will this lead to future negotiations between federal and Southeast leaders? The reaction will indicate whether Otti's move is making waves or being ignored. 5. Impact on separatist dynamics. Kanu remains the symbolic figure for many seeking Biafran independence. This visit might either energize or shift the narrative of the separatist movement, possibly into a more negotiation-based path rather than outright agitation, depending on how things unfold. Also, federal governments may intensify efforts to clamp down. The balance between dialogue and enforcement could change. Symbol without substance. If Otti does not follow up with concrete action, the visit may become merely symbolic. That could backfire and dampen support. Political backlash. Critics may say Otti is pandering to separatist sentiments or interfering with federal justice matters. This could hurt his broader standing. Security risk. Increased attention on Kanu may prompt increased security measures, restrictions on his access, or harsher treatments by authorities. Expectation management. Supporters of Kanu will expect quick improvements. If they don't see results, frustration might grow and the region's patience may be tested. Governor Otti's visit to Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison is a significant moment. It has symbolic weight, political implications, legal possibilities, and risk. While the visit alone does not change the verdict, it may open fresh pathways for advocacy, regional mobilization, and pressure on federal authorities. For Kanu, it offers renewed hope, and for Otti, a stronger voice and higher stakes. For the Southeast, it underscores the region's desire for justice, fairness, and voice in a national affair. But success will depend on what happens next: legal moves, federal responses, regional alignment, and real-world outcomes. We must watch closely. Will this be the beginning of a breakthrough or just a high-profile gesture? Only time will tell. What do you think? Will this move lead to Kanu's release or major changes? Or will it stay symbolic? Let's discuss. Please, we'd love to hear from you. Drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, share, and comment. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed, and turn on notification bell so that you don't miss our next update. Thank you for watching. Stay calm, stay safe, and stay updated.